What if Binance isn't the future of free markets, but the scaffolding for a global control grid? Truth seekers, welcome to Coinopath, to the channel where we strip the mask off crypto's biggest names and expose the hidden power underneath. Today, we're entering the inner sanctum of the largest crypto exchange on Earth, Binance. And what we're about to uncover could change how you see the entire ecosystem. Let's begin. In 2017, Binance burst onto the scene. Fast, cheap, and seemingly unstoppable. A platform promising freedom. A leader named Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, telling us it was built for the people. But from the start, the signs were there. According to whistleblower reports from the earliest ICO rounds, Binance didn't bootstrap its way to the top. It received quiet capital from offshore syndicates, shell firms with documented links to Bilderberg attendees, Davos insiders, and global financial engineers. These weren't VCs. They were gatekeepers. And they didn't just want profits, they wanted the future. Then came the flood. Blockchain forensics tracked early BNB flows through the Cayman Islands and Singapore, routes identical to those used by historical intelligence-backed laundering operations. Massive wallets, untouched for years, connect to shell entities flagged in financial blacklists. Wallets that surged in activity days before Binance expanded into Europe and Asia. Coincidence? Or strategic positioning, hidden in plain sight? And that was only the beginning. What most traders missed was this. In 2020, Binance quietly acquired CoinMarketCap, the most visited price-ranking platform in crypto, a media oracle disguised as a data tool. Why would the biggest exchange buy the scoreboard? Because control over perception is control over reality. With a single line of code, rankings can shift, sentiment can be engineered, projects can be buried or elevated, and all without you knowing. Binance doesn't just host the market, it shapes the narrative. Then there's Binance US, a so-called separate entity created to satisfy American regulators. But insider leaks paint a different picture. Shared infrastructure, shared engineers, shared back-end APIs. The illusion of compliance, while the real control stayed offshore. One former compliance officer put it simply, Binance US is the decoy. The real show runs from the shadows. And where exactly is that shadow based? Let's go back. CZ's early operations were in Shanghai. Binance's initial team included former employees of state-linked Chinese tech firms. Some of their partners were tied to infrastructure programs under the CCP's Digital Yuan initiative. Binance fled China publicly, but the ties remained. In 2021, leaked communications suggested that Binance employees were flagged by Western agencies for suspected dual allegiance financial activity. No charges, no headlines, just quiet surveillance. Was Binance built as a neutral platform or as a tool, caught between the digital ambitions of East and West? Now listen carefully. In 2023, the Bank for International Settlements launched Project Mariana, a decentralized cross-border payment system using AMMs and tokenized fiat. The architecture, strikingly similar to Binance Smart Chain. The timing, identical to BNB's expansion into global DeFi. Regulators claimed it was coincidence, but internal memos from BIS described private platforms as test environments for future CBDCs, specifically naming exchanges with layered liquidity ownership. In plain English, they used Binance as a prototype. And that brings us to the most chilling layer, surveillance. A leaked email from a former Binance engineer revealed that Binance runs internal AI tools that flag behavioral anomalies in user activity. Trade patterns, wallet linking, device behavior, even typing cadence. The system scores user risk profiles in real time. That data, routinely shared with external partners. Who are these partners? Sources name intelligence-linked analytics firms, the same ones supplying governments with predictive behavior models for tracking dissidents and financial threats. Your trades, your wallet connections, your login habits, all mapped, all scored, all stored. Forever. And while this data feeds the machine, control shifts silently behind the curtain. After Binance's 2021 fee update, liquidity pools became dominated by elite-run funds, some registered in the same jurisdictions as legacy surveillance contractors. Today, over 60% of BNB volume flows through less than a dozen opaque wallets. And just as this happened, a classified intelligence memo leaked in Eastern Europe, describing a strategy to embed centralized control mechanisms in decentralized networks, using front-facing platforms as proxies. One section describes an unnamed exchange that fits Binance's structure line by line. Was it fiction or a playbook? Here's the final strike. Regulators across the EU, Singapore, and the US have all investigated Binance, but none have fully dismantled it. Why? Because dismantling Binance would collapse a data stream used by intelligence agencies, financial policymakers, and algorithmic war rooms. Binance is not just a crypto exchange. It's a mirror, a living database of human financial behavior at global scale. And that mirror doesn't belong to us anymore. Now ask yourself, was Changpeng Zhao a rebel genius or a chosen custodian? Did Binance rise on its own? Or was it architected by forces that needed a Trojan horse? What if the crypto world's most trusted platform was always a trap? CoinMarketCap to shape the narrative. Binance US to deceive the regulators. Global funding to blur the lines of sovereignty. AI surveillance to profile the population. Liquidity control to collapse independence. And a seat at the table of the future financial regime. One digital ledger to rule them all. This wasn't just business. It was blueprint. Maybe Binance was never ours to begin with. Maybe it was designed to make us believe that we were in control, when in truth we were building their system for them. Fact or fiction, you decide. But by the time we find out, we may already be inside the cage. Stay sharp, stay encrypted, stay tuned.